Welcome back. We are covering number 13 of the series Blockchain Crypto DeFi at Work. Keep or get a job the next 20 years. If you feel like your job is in jeopardy because of changing technologies or industries, or maybe what we're currently dealing with from a health standpoint, maybe it's something that is shutting down the industry where you've been working, and you need to figure out what you're going to do next. This might be a good introductory series for you in terms of what blockchain, crypto, and DeFi is, and how you can potentially leverage that for in your current company or in a new company based on your current skill sets. You never know. We'll get into that a little bit later. The first several videos have been just kind of giving you a high level introductory definitions of what you're probably hearing about or seeing on videos on YouTube or on the news even. And this will hopefully be a safe place for you to kind of understand what they're talking about, or at least give you some working knowledge to start digging in a little bit more. And so I'll leave a link to this playlist. If you didn't get a chance to watch the prior videos, you can dig in and do that. Share that playlist with somebody who's interested or expressed interest and maybe asked you about it. Maybe you don't know, but maybe you guys can watch it together, do a little watch party or something like that. And then I'm also going to leave you another playlist link, which is to my cryptocurrency channel or playlist that I'm curating, where I add content there from other cryptocurrency content creators on YouTube that do a pretty good job covering more in depth and more in detail the industry as a whole. So I think that's a good watch for you. After you watch this series, maybe you want to check those out and start learning a little bit more and hearing what they're saying about the specific coins that are out there and news events that are going on. So I'm not turning this channel into a cryptocurrency channel. That's not what this is about. This is to help you with your job and work and career situation. So we're going to jump in and we're going to cover what are the top cryptocurrencies. And I have here a list of the top 10 as of this morning, which is January 5th, 2021. And the overall market cap, not just the top 10, was, mid to high, and it could change, from this morning even. I haven't checked recently this afternoon, but the market cap total is about 800 million or billion and some change. And so we're all kind of watching to see when it hits that $1 trillion mark, which could happen before the end of January here. And I think that's going to be interesting because you're already seeing institutional investors plow into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically right now, but you have funds that are being developed. Grayscale has an ETF fund that, I actually have some of that in my E-Trade account as well, but and that's taken off too, by the way. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't make any financial decisions based on what you hear from me in these videos. You need to consult a professional if you're going to make that decision and do your own due diligence. You're grown up, you're responsible for your own decisions, just like I'm responsible for my own decisions and losses that come with that and profits, right? So, but again, we're all looking for that $1 trillion mark because, again, I think that will see and be a force for a ton of institutional investors, more than what's already. There's this huge wave coming in, right? So you're going to see all of these prices probably tick up here over the next year. So, but these are the top, cryptocurrencies that I'm going to list here, and just not going to go into depth on those. Typically, if you join Coinbase, you can click on those currencies and they'll link you to the company's website where you can read so a lot of times they have the white papers on there where you can read about these projects, what it's meant to do and what it does. But right now, Bitcoin's number one. They're the big boy. Bitcoin, when you hear people talk about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular, they kind of exchange it, right? Just like when people say Kleenex. Kleenex is not the same name brand for every tissue, right? It's tissue paper. But a lot of times people just call it Kleenex. Down south, they call pop or soda Coke. You want a Coke, and they could be talking about a Sprite. They'll call it a Coke. It's kind of the same thing. So Bitcoin's the big boy for right now. Ethereum's interesting, and I talked about in the last video just kind of the cost and expense and the slowness of these. XRP is one that, again, that I've held both of these before in the past, but I'm not holding them right now. XRP is one that I'm really in favor of because of its speed, although it currently has, again, full disclosure, an SEC lawsuit that is waiting to give designation whether it's a security or a currency, but it's not going away. It may not be able to be tradable in the US potentially if it gets deemed a security, which most people believe that it won't and shouldn't be because the whole world uses it as a currency, but that's what's out there. But again, there's potentially some good value that if you do your research and due diligence and feel good about the future of what this particular digital currency and digital asset holds, which is why I'm leaning towards it, is why. Litecoin, you can do your research, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, USD is a stablecoin. We'll get into that as well in a later video in terms of what a stablecoin is. Stellar Lumen. Stellar is kind of like the XLM is kind of like XRP's little brother. Although when I checked earlier, they were creeping up towards 20 cents. And so XRP is still hovering between that 21 and 24 cent mark. So with the SEC ruling pending right now, wouldn't surprise me to see Stellar overtake XRP for the time being. But they don't have as many connections or contractual agreements yet worldwide like XRP does. Wrap, Bitcoin, and EOS. So I'm not going to get into, again, going into these coins in particular, but again, these are the top 10, and you'll see these shift up and down on an hourly basis. By the way, if you're going to invest in cryptocurrency, don't try and day trade. I encourage you to try not to day trade it. You can outsmart the system. And one news event like the XRP announcement with the SEC can cause you to, it was up 60, 70 cents and it dropped back down to 24 cents because of that announcement right now. Now it has the potential of skyrocketing back up. And, if you're interested in that, it can change. But depending on how much you have, that could be pretty significant loss for you. So you've got to have the stomach for it. You've got to make sure this is right for you. But at the very minimum, the whole point of the series is so you are at least knowledgeable in terms of what these things are, how it works, so that as you have conversations, you're trying to use this to get ahead at work, at the job, or in your career, that you can then be intelligent and have intelligent conversation with the powers that be there, right? You want to make sure that you're the person, the go-to person, and just being up to speed in terms of knowing who number 1 through 10 at minimum is, and or at least 1 through 5. You should be able to speak to that and know what that looks like. So that's going to do it. It's just like the S&P. I mean, again, there's typically a top 100 Fortune 500 or whatever that list is of companies that are out there, and they have different criteria in terms of how these are ranked. Same thing here. This is just based on market share, show the change, and then the market cap here as well. But I encourage you, before you purchase anything, do your research, right? So again, one more quick thing in terms of circulating supply. XRP has 100 billion in circulation right now, meaning there's 100 billion coins. Bitcoin will only ever produce 21 million, right? And so you see the store of value here. That's another driver here because of its scarcity. Another term you'll hear, right? There's only 21 million available, but it's high in demand, just like with gold, right? There's only so much gold. There's only so much land that is on this earth that, the bigger the population grows, the more expensive that's going to get also, right? So a lot of considerations, and not only with the fees and everything else too, but in terms of the circulating supply. So, but that's going to do it. Again, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, click the alert button, and share this playlist and video with anybody that could benefit from it. And we will talk to you on the next video.